Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Yolanda and welcome to Unfiltered Me. So in today's video, I'm bringing back to you guys another video. And so today we're going to be talking about building a strong foundation. And so yeah, before we get started, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe down below. Make sure to turn on post notifications to be notified when I post. And if I do, let's get on with this video. Alright, so today we're going to be in Matthew 13. And I don't have my Bible with me right now, but luckily in my notes, like I put in some things about it. And so we're just going to be discussing Matthew 13 verses 20, 22, and 23. So verse 20, it's talking about planting a seed on rocky soil. Now, what the real question here is, what does a seed need to like grow? And one important thing is that it needs like fertile like soil. There can't be other things in it. There can't be like, you know, pollution, like like soda in it, or like it just needs like water. It just needs like, you can even see when, I feel like you can see when soil is like healthy, but like you can kind of tell if it's like not the best, if it looks dry, and if like the other things around it are like dead, if there's like weeds around it, then it may not be the best. But for this one, it's just talking about a seed on rocky soil. Now, I don't know what that's pictured to look like, but I can imagine maybe it's just like soil and then like just rocks around it, or like rocks mixed like in the dirt and so that, and it just doesn't seem suitable. It's kind of like what it's saying here. And basically, you know, it says those who hear the message and immediately receive it with joy. So it's like you take it in. To me, when I interpret this part, it just seems like, yeah, like, you know, like let's say going to like a church camp, right? And it's like you hear the gospel, whatever, you have your moment, but then after like going back. So it's like, you know, like that aha moment, which is good to have, right? But then it's going back to like same exact things. And then maybe you have another retreat that's like a month from then. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm changing my life, I'm giving it to Christ. But then you're going back to the same exact things. And it's just like, you're hearing it, but it's like not being retained. It's not like you have to actually do stuff, you know, and things that can prevent you from falling back from like where you were before. And it's not bad once again, it's not bad. I'm not trying to like make fun of people, but it's just the reality, because I've been in that position too. When it's just like you go to like that one service that Sunday, or I remember I went to like a baptism. It was like called Hunger Night of Worship, and it, like they baptized a bunch of people. And I remember like I was like, I felt it then, like, and it was such a powerful moment. But literally like the next week after, it was like I was kind of like the same person, and I had to really evaluate myself and be like, no, like we need to change something about, you know, what's going on here. So the next one says in verse 22 is a seed among thorns. And for this one, it says, those who hear God's word, but all too quickly the message is expounded out by the worries of life and the lure of wealth, so no fruit is produced. And you could just imagine that, like, even if you like feel like a thorn like pricked on you, it's just like, you know, I feel like, yeah, this one could kind of relate to like hearing the message and then going out one ear, but then just also just like not accepting it, or just like not believing it. And sometimes, you know, sometimes it's like that, where it's just like, you know, wanting to believe, or like having that little bit of faith, like the little mustard seed, but like, which is, you know, like all that's asked for, but sometimes it's like hard. So I feel like, you know, this kind of just relates to the whole concept of just like you have to like want to have a relationship, or at least to try to give a little bit of your heart, but sometimes it's hard to believe it, especially like for those who may have not grown up in the church. And so like it just might be like, oh, like now my life is just so suddenly changing, like everything about it. That can be hard. Or even, you know, like a seed among thorns, I guess you could think about like, well, just like anybody, to be honest, in this world, like, you know, there's always going to be things as it's growing, there's always going to be things around it. So let's say it's a rose growing, right? I don't know if this is how it works, but I'm just gonna make this example, right? But let's say something's growing up, oh, and then weeds around it, right? There's always gonna be those weeds around us, but like we still gotta like stay strong. We gotta like, you know, set our foot down and not let them get the best of us. But sometimes it's hard. Sometimes they just like be like attacking us, and it's just like we're growing together with that instead of with the Lord. And it's just like, you know, it's so easy to fall into it, and it's so hard to like get out of that sometimes, but there is a way out. And so basically, yeah, with that weed example, like if it just like attacks you, then there's what fruits are produced, because now the world's got a hold on you. Luckily with God's grace, you know, we can always go back, but you got to get right with God now, because we never know when it's the end though. And with the last one, it's talking about seed on good soil, and it says, those who truly hear and understand God's word and produce a harvest 100 times as much that has been planted. And that's true though. I mean, like, once again, with good soil, when you got all the sunlight, you got the water, you got just, you know, other rich plants around, or even if it's not other rich plants around it, but standing firm on your ground, staying firm on your faith, and really not letting it budge, not letting other people's opinions, like, or their thoughts, or like, you know, whatever persecution, you know, you get, not letting that get to you, but truly like knowing that you're doing it for a grand purpose. And, you know, by your example, it can leave an imprint on others. And once, hopefully, like, if they do decide to, like, you know, live for Christ and all, but it's really important just overall to like build a good foundation with Christ. Sometimes it can be hard, and especially for me, like getting back into it, it was just like, even right now, I'll be honest, right now I'm struggling. Like, I didn't really go to Bible study the past 2 weeks, including yesterday. Sunday I was there, but like I was too distracted on my phone, and like I just couldn't understand the speaker in general. I think that was the problem. I just couldn't understand him, because usually like they'll have like words and stuff that'll help like connect it all, and I'm like a visual learner in that sense. Like, I cannot solely learn from somebody just like speaking to me. Like, I need to see it, or it's just not gonna make sense. So that already was just like iffy for me. But usually it was this other guy who would be like preaching up there. But like, regardless of it, like, I'm not gonna stop showing up. I'm still gonna try my best to, like, you know, be present, to still like, you know, show up in the ways that I can, because I've built such a strong foundation. Like, I literally started this December 10th, 2023, and I've built a strong foundation. I feel like for the most part, like this has been like really consistent for the most part in my life, and it's something that I don't want to go away. I'm trying to really like get myself back on track, and I really encourage you guys like to find an accountability partner, especially to help. Like right now, like my best friend, like we're in this together, and like just be checking up with each other. Like even before this call, like an hour before, I was just on the phone with her talking about life, talking about church and everything like that. And that really helps though too, because sometimes it can be lonely, but just know there's people out there, you know, who are going through similar things like you, and that you can confide in. There's a lot of good people out there, and I just hope that you can find your person to help you get through this. And I know that, and yeah, I really hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Peace is out yet.